Hi, this is Sue Sheehy with DNBi's Global Analytics Group, and I'm joined today by Joe Simeone with the DNBi Module Implementation Consulting Team. And we're here to talk to you about the new financial stress score in the U.S. and how the new score impacts DNBi, account manager, and decision maker. The new financial stress score that we're going to be rolling out effective November 14th has 3 key enhancements that meet your needs as our customer for a better understanding of a business's financial health, especially during these changing economic times. The 3 enhancements include an improvement in predictive performance, new sources of financial information, and a redefinition of the risk class 1 through 5. Overall, the new model will deliver a 26% improvement in the score's ability to predict business failure, and we're doing that by including more robust financial statement ratios and national debt ratings, and also the redefinition of the risk class now includes about 1/3 of the businesses in the U.S. file in Class 1, 1/3 in Class 3, and 1/3 in Class 4 and 5. Updating DNB's financial stress score is part of our continued commitment to innovation, making sure that we're delivering highly predictive scores that have been tested and proven relevant in these current economic times. So when we talk about our new financial stress score, some things will remain the same and some things will change. The things that will remain the same is we will still offer the risk class 1 through 5, and it still is used as an aggregated summary of risk for high-level segmentation. We'll also offer the percentile ranking 1 to 100 and the raw score, which is 1001 to 1875. Our definition of business failure and the score availability rules have not changed, and the way that you're currently coming in and accessing DNB scores will not change. What will change is, again, the risk class definition 1 through 5. We will also cover more robust financial information in the model, and the score commentary that you see will now display up to the top 4 factors that have the greatest negative impact on the score. So this will help you as a customer understand what key elements are driving the score, ranked from most impact to lowest impact. And then also all of the historical trend graphs within DNBi will show the new financial stress score and how that's trended over the last 12 months. So when we talk about the risk class change, on the left-hand side of this slide, you will see the old risk class distribution. Risk class 1, for example, included all businesses in percentiles 21 through 100, and was 80% of the DNB database. Now, on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see the new risk class distribution. Risk class 1 now includes the best 6% of the DNB file and includes percentiles 95 through 100. So businesses that were previously assigned a risk class 1, many of those will be shifting into classes 2, 3, and 4. The old risk class scale was more relevant and pertinent during conditions when business failure rates were not as high as they are today. Business failure rates have escalated during the economic times, and therefore we're repositioning this risk class scale and making risk class 3 the average risk. Risk class 1 now has a failure rate that's about 17 times better than average, and that becomes an exclusively low-risk group. The new financial stress score also delivers an improvement in performance. When you look at the chart here on slide 5, you can see that in the worst scoring 20% of the DNB file, the previous version of the score, 7.0, was picking up about 50% of the business failures. Now in the worst scoring 20% of the DNB file, the new model, with the improvements that we've made, is picking up 63% of business failures in the worst scoring 20%. So overall, that's a 26% improvement in this model's ability to screen out the failures in the worst scoring segment of the file. We're here to make sure that we're supporting you and making a smooth transition within DNBi to the new financial stress score. So we're going to be covering 3 specific things. First of all, how does the new model impact portfolio segmentation when you're using the new score in combination with the commercial credit score? Then Joe's going to do an actual demonstration within DNBi, account manager and decision maker, of how the scorecards and rules should be adjusted due to the fact that we've changed the risk class scale. Joe will also be doing a demonstration on how to view alert notifications when the score changes as a result of the fact that we're implementing the new model on November 14th. From a portfolio segmentation perspective, on the left-hand side of the slide, this is currently the best practice or the recommendations that we've made in combining the commercial credit score class 1 through 5 with the financial stress score old class 1 through 5. On the right-hand side of the slide, you can see now, because we've redefined the risk class, that the watch list now becomes financial stress risk classes 4 and 5 and commercial credit score risk class 4 and 5. So with this shift, you can see that you should expect a slightly higher percentage of businesses hitting the long-term risk, watch list, and short-term risk buckets, fewer accounts actually hitting the star segment. So if you have portfolio segmentation set up today, we're suggesting that you change the way you define the watch list to only include financial stress risk classes 4 and 5. In a minute here, Joe's going to take over and do an actual demonstration on how and where to make the necessary changes within DNBi and Account Manager and Decision Maker. Specifically within Account Manager and Decision Maker, updates need to be made to the scorecards, the review rules, and the decision rules. And then also within DNBi, news and alerts, showing you how the new model can be viewed with your alert options or email alerts. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Joe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sue. As Sue noted, I am going to take us through a DNBi demonstration on where and when to start updating your scorecards and rules within the Account Manager and Decision Maker. Before we actually begin, if you could please click on the icon on the bottom right-hand side of your screen that enables the full screen mode so you can see the full navigation as I go through. As DNB is releasing an enhanced financial stress score version 7.1, which is based on a new scoring model, you will need to make changes to your module applications to maintain your company's desired scorecard and decision rules. For example, if you use the financial stress score in DNBi Account Manager or Decision Maker modules, you should update the FSS risk class and/or percentile in your Account Manager and Decision Maker scorecard and review rules. The next few minutes, I'm going to step us through where to make those changes. So when you initially sign into DNBi, you come to the dashboard screen. You're going to scroll over to the right, and you're going to click onto the Admin tab. I'm going to start off here in Account Manager, so you're going to scroll down to the left, and you are going to click on the Account Manager Admin tab on the left-hand side. Right across from there is Build Your Account Scores. This is going to be where you make the necessary updates to your account scorecard. So all your accounts that get scored are going to be updated by this new scorecard. So what you're going to want to do is go in and take a look at what scorecards you have enabled. As you can see, I have one at the top called FSS Account Scorecard. Simply click on View to take a look as to what is already in there. Okay, so this is an example of a potential scorecard you have in place within your Account Manager module. As you can scroll through, I see that I have Financial Stress Score, National Percentile, and Financial Stress Score Class. These are the old models for version 7.0, and I'm going to take us through now how to make the changes to be reflected of the 7.1 model. Simply X out of there, and we're going to click on Edit. Once it comes up, the next screen is going to show the variables that we can put into that scorecard. You can either go with the new crosswalk table that we showed you and make the changes and just have percentile for financial stress score, or you can have make the changes to your financial stress score class. It is completely up to you, but what we suggest in the next screen is to go based off the crosswalk table that you are going to receive via email on those different scoring models. Okay? I'm going to leave both in, both the national percentile and class, just to show as an example. You're going to click on Next. As we scroll down, you'll see the first section here, Financial Stress Score National Percentile. What you see in those ranges and the point values to the right are the old models. So what we suggest moving forward is to make the following changes. So for the financial stress percentile, we go from 95 to 100 is worth 10 points. Okay? Moving down is 69 to 94 is the next range, and that's going to provide 9 points. Moving further down from there, 34 to 68 is going to be the next range at a 7-point value. Moving from there, we go 2 to 33. That is going to be worth 3 points. And then the last two are going to be 1 to 1. That's going to be 0. And lastly, 0 points. On the national percentile will be 0 as well. Along with that is going to be the financial stress score class. And as Sue mentioned, we're redefining what those classes truly mean. So for financial stress score class 1, there will be no change to the actual point value. But moving forward down, we are going to go from, for class 2, we're going to go to 9. For class 3, we're going to go to 7. Class 4 is going to be 3. And then again, 5 and 0 remain at 0 points. Again, these are the suggested practices so that your scoring model is in sync with the new version 7.1 financial stress score rollout. Once you're done, you simply click on Next. Your weight ranges are going to remain the same. You click on Next. And the same screen here what allows you to rename your account scorecard. You're going to simply click Save. And that's the steps in order to update your scorecard as it stands now. Okay? So the next section we're going to move into, we're going to remain an account manager admin, and we're going to move into the account review rules, which is set account review rules right here. Simply click on that, click on Next, and there's going to be 2 rules in here that are most likely going to be tied to that financial stress score class. That is going to be a financial credit hold advised and credit review required. Okay? To simply see what part of the rule you must change, you simply click on View. So we're going to do the view of credit hold advised first. And it pops up in a new window for us to look at, and we'll see, okay, the very first one listed on here is financial stress score class. So what we're going to do is actually do the drop-down list to the OR conditions. X out of there, come to the drop-down list under Edit, and go to the OR conditions. What we suggest here is to actually move from financial stress score class over to percentile for the actual review rules. So we're going to simply click on Remove for class, and we're going to do the drop-down list for DNBi data. Scroll down until we get to financial stress score national percentile and add that. Once we've done that, we click on Next. And what we are looking to do here is actually move from class to percentile, and anything that is less than or equal to 4% is now going to be the new best practice for credit hold advised review rule. Okay? Once we're done, we click on Done. And we've made the necessary updates to our review rule for credit hold advised. We are going to do the same thing for credit review required. We're going to hit the View button, scroll down, we're going to see that, yes, we have financial stress score class in this as well. It's greater than or equal to 3. Again, we are going to make that change to national percentile by simply going to the OR conditions underneath the Edit. We're going to remove class. Scroll down to the DNBi data, go down until we find financial stress national percentile, add that, click on Next, come down to the bottom here where this is, and now this one is going to be less than or equal to 10%. And click on Done, and now we've updated both our account manager scorecard and now the 2 main rules that are tied to financial stress, the credit hold advised and credit review required. We are going to do the same exact practice in Decision Maker now if you in fact have Decision Maker and Account Manager. So what we're going to do is going to go back and click on Admin. We're going to come down to the bottom and you're going to click on either Credit Applications Admin or Decision Maker Admin. The name changes if you have online credit application as compared to not. So we're going to click on that piece there, and now we're going to go into the same exact procedure. We're going to click on Build Application Scores. Click on Next, and here we'll see we actually have a financial stress application scorecard. We're going to click on Edit, and we're going to scroll down. We're going to see, okay, again, just like Account Manager, we have both a financial stress score class and a financial stress score national percentile. I'm going to leave them intact again. Click on Next, and we're going to go through the same practice where we're actually going to update our ranges. Again, it's going to be 95 to 100. It's going to be 10 points. 69 to 94 will be 9 points. And then 34 to 68 will be 7 points. 2 to 33 will be 3 points. And 1 will be 0, and 0 will be 0, okay? And the same holds true for our financial stress score class, okay? We're going to go, they all remain the same in terms of the definitions of the score class, but our point values are going to be changed, okay? So now for financial stress 1, 10, financial stress of 2, 9, 3 is 7 points, financial stress of 4 is 3 points, and 5 and 0 remain at 0 points. Click on next. Okay. Scroll down, same exact weight allocations. Click on next. And now the score name, I'm just going to remain the same and click on save. And that's how easy it is to update your decision maker application scorecard. Now, within decision maker, there's going to be 2 rules that we may want to change as well. We're going to click on set decision rules. Click on next. And within here, there's going to be 2 rules, like I stated, that are going to be possibly geared towards financial stress. That is going to be a decline rule and or a pending rule, okay? So first, we're going to look at the decline rule. If we click on view, again, same practice. We're going to see where in the decline rule is our financial stress. We're going to see that it's in the or conditions. And right now, it's set at greater than or equal to 4. We're going to simply click on edit, go to the or conditions. Once we get in here, we're actually going to make this change again. Again, we're stressing to change out class for percentile in terms of the rules strictly for that granular view into the new model. Okay? We can go and click on DNBi, scroll down until you see financial stress percentile. Okay? Click on add, hit next. And this time, again, we're going to say financial stress percentile is going to be less than or equal to 4 is going to be part of our auto decline, okay? So less than or equal to 4 will be part of our auto declines now moving forward. We're going to click on done. And lastly is the pending rule. You may or may not have a pending rule, but in terms that you do, pending rule generally captures anything else within your applications that falls outside of an auto approve or an auto decline. So if you have a pending rule, chances are your rule is going to look like this, where you're going to have commercial credit paydex, and here is our financial stress class is equal to 3. So moving forward, again, we're going to suggest you're going to update the or conditions. We're going to remove class, and we're going to add in financial stress percentile. Scroll down. Hit next. And now what we're going to suggest is we're going to be within 5 to 21. And this will be that pending rule. Okay? We click on done. And that is how you go through the practice of updating your decision maker scorecard and rules as well as your account manager scorecard and rules. Okay? The last piece that Sue stated I'm going to touch on is your news and alerts. Now, news and alerts is the area that's going to provide you with those news and alerts on your existing applications, your account scorecards, or any live reports within your company's tab. Okay? So within here, you have the ability to get that email notification on a daily basis of any changes within your workspace, within the companies within your workspace. So what I'm going to suggest is come over here and click on Alert Options in the top right-hand side. And this is actually going to bring us into the profile that is set up for your notification. So what we are going to suggest here, as you can see, right now I have it set for financial stress score class. It can remain that, which is okay and fine, but another piece that you may want to look at is simply removing financial stress score class and going and adding in financial stress percentile. So anytime it drops below 21, include it in the email, or if it falls by 10 points, include it in the email. Again, this is just a practice. You can keep the financial stress score class because the definitions are changing, but you still would want to reflect any changes, going up or below by 1 or falling or rising by 1. But again, financial stress percentile also gives you that granular look into all your companies within your company workspace. Okay? Once you've made those necessary changes, you go down at the bottom and click on Save. So that takes us through the DNBi demo of where you're going to want to make those changes so that your scoring models and your review rules, as well as your alert notifications, are in sync with our rollout of our new financial stress score version 7.1 come November 14th. Again, these changes are what is suggested by DNB and as a best practice moving forward. So moving forward, if you have any questions,